Expired, and now recognize the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Stauber, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much for all of your testimony today. Chairman Lowe's, where's your hometown? Where were you born?
Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Where's that?
The very northern tip of the Upper Peninsula on the Canadian border.
Where'd you go to school at?
I earned my undergraduate degree from Lake Superior State University and my master's degree from Michigan State.
If I may interject, Mr. Lowe's, he's setting you up, just so you understand.
You gave it away.
He gave it away?
What year did Lake Superior State University win its first national championship?
Oh, God. I'm not a good Laker. I'm probably the only person in Sault Ste.
Chairman Lowe's, that's on my championship ring here.
Oh, geez.
1988.
I was going to say the year I was born, 1988. I'm dating myself.
Now you're making me feel old.
It's a lucky year, sir.
Listen, I'm glad you're here. I really appreciate your comments. Lake Superior State was a great university. I went there from 86 to 90, won a national championship. It was a special place. Upper Peninsula is a special place, and you're doing a wonderful job. So I really appreciate you traveling to our nation's capital. And as you move forward, I wish you luck. I knew Aaron Payment. We went to school together at Lake State. He was a runner, cross-country runner. So I really appreciate you being here. With that being said, Mr. Vandenberg, in your testimony, you note that, quote, Western conservation models treat sensitive areas as no-touch zones, closing them off from any human attendance or management, and further discuss how Indigenous communities' approaches are often different and involve active management. Can you expand upon this? How is this passive approach failing our proper forest management?
Sure, that's a great question. When we identify areas to protect, I mean, the intention is well, but what inevitably happens is the lack of management. Those areas become overgrown, overstocked, and then eventually develop severe fire risk. And in the end, we often lose them to wildfire. And if not to wildfire, they're a biological desert on the floor because there's no sunlight. So we're losing, those important things that, the intention was to protect them, but the very act and approach is undermining that intention.
And I think that you bring the mention of wildfires. Currently, in my district in northeastern Minnesota, we've got 3 wildfires going right now, and it's just unbelievable. I'm proud of the Forest Service. I'm proud of the volunteers. I'm proud of the firefighters, the community, the counties involved. It's unfortunate that we have to have a disaster like that to see that human spirit survive, but I'm very proud of how the way we're handling it. We face issues in our district with forest management, which includes the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness within the Superior National Forest, which is a working national forest where timber harvesting and mining are desired conditions. Every day we fight with some people that don't want us to be there. They want to completely shut off the boundary waters from any human access, be it for responsible recreation or forest management. And we have serious concerns that this could lead to devastating impacts the next time a forest fire rolls through. Passive management is putting our forests at risk, as you just said. Mr. DeSantel, in your testimony, you discussed the potential economic impact rep herds legislation would have on Indian country. And you make specific mention of the Indian Sawmill Infrastructure Demonstration Project, including the 20-year stewardship agreements or contracts tribes would be able to enter into with federal land managers. Can you speak a bit more about the utility of these long-term contracting and stewardship authorities?
Sure. The big problem with reestablishing infrastructure once it's been lost is it's really expensive. So, I mean, if you look at the current day cost to establish a new sawmill, it's probably north of $100 million. So to secure that type of financing from an institution, you need to have a long-term guaranteed log supply agreement so they have confidence that you can repay your debt over that time frame. So I think that's the most critical component of it. And what that infrastructure provides you from a management perspective is it gives you value for those forest products that you're removing. And the analysis I always use, or the analogy I use for Cawville, is that really logs and funding from logs is kind of isn't our our most important goal, that's really those ecosystem functions. It's really a byproduct of our management, but it provides funding.
And that consistency and length of contract will bring investments to the community, and our tribal neighbors will see it's a win-win. Would you agree with that?
I would, and for us, it's not just to the tribal community. The logs that our mills go to now are our local communities off the reservation as well, so it benefits the northeast region of the state, not just the
You're
reservation.
exactly right. Mr. Chair, before I end, Lake Superior State University. Now yield back.
The gentleman's time has expired. So why did your kid go to Michigan Tech then?
He was a better player than I was.
I now recognize the gentlelady from Oregon for 5 minutes.